Once upon a time, in a faraway land, young worms bless their elders with wishes of good fortune, health and prosperity. In return, they receive red envelopes containing only a war bond. In World War II, the US sold to the public the United States Saving Bond. The first bond of its kind was created. Although we do not have to finance a war effort, Singapore is for the first time selling a similar type of saving bond. Bonds is one tool of an investor's box, and when we talk about bonds, nothing is more important than the Singapore Savings Bond. Singapore Savings Bond is a 10-year bond where simple interests are paid out every 6 months, but the interest grows per annum, which average out to an effective interest fixed at the time of purchase. You can exit early from the bond without penalty charges, and the capital will be paid in full 1 month after redemption request. Each individual can buy up to a maximum of $100,000. The Singapore Savings Bond has been running for almost a year and a half now. If you had bought the November 2015 issue, the interest was 2.78%. Then, a year and a half later, you would be sitting on a bond that has an interest rate higher than what you can get in the current market. If you had bought the November 2016 issue, the interest was 1.79%, and you would be sitting on a bond that is not very valuable, yet the government will pay you back at full if you wish. As at the date of publishing this video, the latest issue is February 2017. When held to maturity, it has an effective interest rate of 2.44%. You'll get 1.05% in the first year, 1.52% in the second year, 1.93% in the third, 2.32% in the fourth, 2.6% in the fifth. Halfway through the bond life, you will have collected more than the total you can get from the November 2016 issue. If a worm does not have an attractive and safe stock to allocate a sum of money, the Singapore Savings Bond itself is by no means adequate for a portfolio. Nonetheless, earn interest on this sum of money by putting it in Singapore Savings Bond. When there's a stock market downturn and attractive bargains begin to appear, as the saying goes, buy low, sell high. Only the worm has the option to redeem before maturity. This means the investor can take advantage of a rise in the subsequent issue of the Singapore Savings Bond interest rate. As we have seen, the interest rate is progressive, and the interest rate becomes very attractive on the 5th year onwards. Hence, a worm may be reluctant to cash in the bond before maturity for fear of losing out most of the interest to the government. However, it is fair that the government does not pay the full interest before maturity, because if you want to compare, you have to compare bonds with equal maturity period. Even without a fixed term, the 1-year interest is much greater than the current market interest for 12-month fixed deposits of 0.7%. As a good rule of thumb, if withdrawal is not expected by necessity, then put it in savings bond. The Singapore Savings Bond is perfect for risk-averse worms. Over the past 10 years, there were average budget surplus and a reserve of 246 billion. Singapore Savings Bonds are by far the safest investment in history. Guaranteed by the government, a worm is safe from any potential declines or loss, no matter when it is sold. The Singapore Savings Bonds are also exempted from tax by government. There is no tax on the interest you earn. Finally, the ease of purchasing the Singapore Savings Bond is commendable. The first step to any investing journey is to open a CDP account. This is also where your shares you buy are being kept in custody. Next, you have to link your CDP account to your local bank at ATMs or on iBanking. You can apply for lots of $500 each. I will post the instruction on the description box below. You can buy beginning every month, and applications close a week before the end of the month. All issues will be allocated at the start of the next month. The Singapore government is expected to continue issuing Singapore Savings Bond for 5 years. The time is limited. Make the best of it now. The creation of the Singapore Savings Bond has brought about the solution to solve problems of investing to those who want almost risk-free investments that does not have a lock-in period. Gratitude must be given to the government and MPs for initiating the idea and seeing it come to full effect to this day.